Side now to get some perspective from the President of the Public Service Alliance of Canada. Chris Aylward is here. Mr. Aylward, you've been listening in to what the minister said. It sounds very clear to me. She didn't use the word final, but it does not sound like the government is prepared to move beyond 9%. And the argument Minister Fortier put forward was it is in line with what the Public Interest Commissioner determined was fair. Doesn't she have a point?
Honestly, no. I really don't think the minister has a very good point at all. We came in at 13.5. Why did we come in at 13.5? Because for that same period that we're negotiating for, inflation rate was at 13.8. What the minister just admitted, they're not going to give us anything else until we negotiate with ourselves so low that we come back and say, our wage demand now is 9%. Are you willing to resume negotiations? She just confirmed that. So, no, I mean, it's like I said, our members, as you said, Vassy, predominantly women, making $40,000 to $65,000 a year. 3% per year on average, and that's what the minister is talking about, is just not going to do it.
But when pardon me, go ahead.
Workers are fed up. They're frustrated, and they're getting tired of being left behind. What this government is doing is proposing at these negotiations is that the members who are on strike take a pay cut. And that's why we have over 100,000 members out on strike.
Respectfully, Mr. Aylward, I take your point against the rate of inflation, that it equates to a pay cut. But it is in line with even taking into account the rates of inflation, the cost of living, all of that, what the Public Interest Commissioner determined was a fair deal. They are offering what the mediator says is a fair deal. Is perhaps your assessment of what's fair offline with that?
So let's talk about that, because the PIC report is not binding on either party. So the minister has chosen to take the wage portion of that PIC report and say, we're going to stay with this. This is what the PIC is recommending, so we're going to stay with this. The PIC report also suggests that maybe remote work should be in the collective agreement. So the minister can't be waving around this PIC report unless she wants to talk entirely what's in that report. She just can't, cherry pick as to, oh, this is good for us, so we're going to talk about it.
If the minister is prepared to give on what the PIC says around, the PIC report says around remote work, is 9% something that your members and that you will consider if there's given other areas?
We have moved twice, as you said, Vassy. We were at 13.5. We've moved. We've given that to the employer. We got a response back from the employer. We moved the second time. The second time was yesterday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We moved again on wages. We sent that to the employer. 5 hours later, at 7 o'clock last night, the employer said, we are not giving you a new wage demand. We're not moving on wages until you move even more. That's not how bargaining works. That's not how negotiations work. You need both parties there and ready to compromise. They have not compromised one bit on the wages, the wage demand. And they put that 3% on the table the night that we set the strike deadline. When we said they have until 9 o'clock tomorrow night, which was last Monday, that's when they put the 3% on the table. And she's been talking about this, the minister's been talking about this PIC report since January, because that's when it came out. And we've been asking for 2 weeks to put the PIC wages on the table so we can start negotiating. And they refused.
They did now, though. And when you say that you've moved twice, the latest being noon yesterday, what did you move to?
I'm not going to give you that number, but we made 2 moves on our wages. To a 0 move by the employer.
I can appreciate that you don't want to disclose the exact numbers because you're in the middle of negotiations. But can I ask you to characterize the nature of the moves? And I'll tell you why I'm asking you. Because if it's from 13.5 to 13.4 and 13.3, I think Canadians will sort of see, perhaps have a little sympathy to where the minister is coming from. But if it is a substantial give on your part, I think there is some valid questioning of the government on why there's none on theirs.
I can assure you, Vassy, we did not move from 13.5 to 13.49 or 13.4, or we're not playing silly games like that. We want to get to a deal. That's our goal here, is to get to a deal. And get these members back to work and end this strike. And that's why today we've asked the Prime Minister to lean into these negotiations. Because the minister...
What's he going to do? That's what I'm confused about, different than the minister.
Because the minister pretty much just admitted, 9% is my mandate.
But that's what the Prime Minister is going to say to you too, isn't it?
Well, but if she needs a new mandate, then she needs to go back to the Minister of Finance and the Prime Minister. And that's why we asked today for the Prime Minister to lean in. He's got one of 2 choices. He can lean in and try to help settle this, because he knows what the issues are, and he knows what's required to get this settled. Or predominantly women making $40,000 to $65,000 a year, 100,000, over 100,000 of them on strike, or he can choose to turn his back on those workers. If he chooses to turn his back on those workers, he'll turn his back on every single worker in the country.
Can I ask you, though, about that framing? Because I hear the minister, I heard the minister, rather, sort of quantified in a different way. She said, on average, our numbers show that the average striking member makes $67,000. What we have proposed equates to somewhere, I think she said, in the neighborhood of $6,000 additional dollars a year. I think for a lot of Canadians who, as you've identified, have struggled under the weight of cost of living increases over the past year and a half, an extra $6,000 a year does not sound like a little amount of money, right? It might be confusing as to why, especially framed in that way, quantified in that way, you're so stuck on the position you are.
Well, I disagree with that, Vassy, because what you're suggesting is workers should just take that and take another pay cut. Workers can't afford to keep getting further and further and further behind on the rate of inflation.
But inflation is going down.
Well, I mean, that's a great excuse, but it didn't go down in 2020, 2021, 2022. Where was inflation? And that's the years that we're talking about that we're in negotiations for. So it's great to say inflation is going down, but it hasn't for this period that we're in negotiations for. And again, we have to try to do our best to ensure that our members at least stay in line with the rate of inflation, because at $40,000 to $65,000 a year, that's not a salary that can take another hit or another rollback.
I have just a few seconds left, and I'm thinking of myself as someone listening to the past two live interviews and wondering, even though there are references to talks going on, are these negotiations basically at a stalemate, just given how immovable each of your positions are around that 9% figure?
According to the minister, the fact that they will not move off 9%, it certainly sounds like we're at a stalemate.
Okay.
I would agree with that.